Okay, so we have another microphone unboxing to do. This has actually been sitting in a pile of my boxes here, and I apologize for not getting to it. And I think it's pronounced VeGue. At any rate, this is what they sent me. I do believe this is going to be the second microphone that we've done on this channel by this brand. And actually, I remember my brother hitting me up when he was doing the unboxing and review on his, and it surprised me because I remember him telling me about it. The company sent it to him. And a full disclaimer, they sent it to me. I didn't pay a dime for it, though I am not getting paid. I'm not sponsored by them. So, and then that was the one thing that I disclaimed in my email to them was, hey, I give honest reviews. So, you know, it's kind of, you know, gave him a little bit of warning or whatnot. Shot across the bow, I guess. So this is the VM40 is what they sent me, where Dale did the VM30. Yes, the VM30. And I think the only difference between this one and the one he did, I think the specs are all pretty much the same. The tripod, I do believe, is slightly different. And this one has RGB. So they classify this as a gaming microphone. So let's go ahead and unbox it and check it out. Okay, so as you see here, we got, let's move my mouse out of the way here. Okay, so this once again is the VM40. Sorry if the microphone got a little bit louder, but I had to move a little bit closer to the desk. Okay, so what we have is what we had typically in the last one, which was the instruction manual. Oh, good boxing. You know, that wasn't, wow. This is actually sturdier than I thought it was going to be. This is actually, it feels pretty solid. Yeah, so it's not plastic. It's definitely aluminum. There's the connector on the bottom. So it is definitely not XLR. This is your USB, which I kind of figured the price point that I'm seeing this VM40 go for. I would hope that it wouldn't be XLR. Let's go ahead and see what else we have in here. Okay, definitely different than the last USB microphone unboxing that I did. Actually, you know what? That mount is not really bad whatsoever. Usually when I see that they're going to be like these plastic mounts, which this one definitely is, I kind of fear about, like, you know, how it's going to hold up. So let's set that to a side. Find that out there. What else do we have? Oh, cool. Comes with the shock mount. It's not, yeah, I guess, yeah, you can classify that as a shock mount. Very tight shock mount, but it's a shock mount, so I guess it's better than nothing. And of course, we have the cable. This is where that plugs into the microphone. Ah, here we go. It's a USB Type-C plug-in. And you pull off the adapter and it just goes into a regular, I like that. I like that. Logitech, take note on that one, because some of us have older PCs, which I'm getting ready to rectify that problem for myself. Matter of fact, there's one reason why I picked out a certain type of motherboard is because of the fact that I had to have this USB Type-C connector, not only on the back, but also the front of my new PC build that I'm going to be working on here today. But nonetheless, we're reviewing the VM40 here. We're not talking about the PC build that I'm going to do. But yes, so that was my biggest gripe when it came to the last Logitech cam I bought. I do believe it's the Stream cam. It came with the USB-C, and basically I had to buy an adapter to convert it back to the USB. But that's cool. I dig that. Good job on that one. And that is it. Nothing else in that. That's good packing material. I was kind of skeptical when I seen the box. I mean, literally, the box felt like something that, I mean, just look at it. It's pretty plain Jane. So I was sitting there thinking, yeah, this is something that you would pack donuts in, like I say, at a Tim Hortons or Dunkin' Donuts, to take to your workplace. So let's toss that off to the side. So I was pretty scared that the microphone, and then a lot of these cheaper USB microphones too are 9 times out of 10 made of like sturdy plastic, kind of like this base here. So let's go ahead and let's screw this on. We're not going to do the shock mount. We're not going to do any kind of, oh, here we go. Hold up, we missed something. We missed a feature here. Okay, So we do have a headphone plug in here. That's pretty nice. So then, of course, you have the headphone volume. I guess if I would have paid attention to that symbol there, that would have made sense. That's kind of weird that you would have it on the back side. So that could be, you know, that could be a deal breaker for some people, having the microphone plug in back there. And then, of course, you got your volume here. You would sit there and think they would have made a little bit more room. But then again, if we're going with the RGB, we probably have a lot of components up there. So let's not quite be quick to judge on that one. And obviously, this one is going to be the microphone gain. So there, let's go ahead. Let's screw this in. So I thought that was kind of cool, though, that they gave you a shock mount. Which, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook this up. We're going to come back. We're going to come back to it. I'll hook this up to the PC. We're going to go ahead and adjust some levels on it, whatnot. And then not only that, but we're going to also attach it to my boom right here. So that's the thing, because a lot of times I try to pick this up and hold this close to my mouth, because that's usually where the boom microphone is. It's pretty close. I would say it's about anywhere between 6 to 8 inches away from my mouth when talking into it. So I have to pick this up, you know, to simulate that. So I say, you know what, we're actually going to throw it on the mount, or at least try to throw it on my mount, and you know, give you an example of that. But first, we're going to do the desktop mode. Okay, now that we have the VM40, it is actually set up about arm's length away from me on the desk using the tripod. The gain is set to about, I would say, a third. We'll go ahead and bring it up to 50%. So as you see, it's not too bad as far as using it on the desk. Now, is it going to be comparable to like an XLR microphone, that kind of stuff? Of course not. But let's go ahead, turn the gain back down, and I'm going to bring it up closer. As you see, there's the cool little RGB. Now, I'm sure in the instructions somewhere it might have the ability to control this RGB. Just for this review and keep it slightly briefer than what I normally would drag these out to, we're gonna let you figure that out on your own. But yes, it's actually kind of cool. Yeah, it's the second RGB microphone that I've done. So this is basically with it about, I would say about 5 inches away from my mouth. My mouth. So as you see, it's not really a bad quality. I haven't put an EQ on it or anything like that. Obviously, if you had it this close, you might want to have some sort of windscreen, which would kind of take away from the RGB, or some sort of pop filter, because as you hear, my P's and T's are really kind of clipping it. We could probably fix that problem by dropping the gain a little bit down and moving away from my mouth. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording real quick, and I'm going to throw it on the boom that I have my XLR microphone, so we can really get a realistic setup here. Okay, so now I have it on my boom that I was using with my Scarlett, which then again, this is an XLR microphone, so keep this in mind. And this weighs about, I would say, twice the weight as this microphone. But this, for a USB microphone, is very sturdy. The VM40 is definitely well built. And I discovered a feature without having to read the instructions. As I was putting it through my shock mount, I bumped the top of it. And by doing so, you have a touch, like it's lightly touched the thing. So there's no button, it's just the top of it. And it will mute the microphone. So word to the warning, or word to the wise, that don't touch the top unless you don't want people no longer to hear you. So it's kind of a cool built-in feature, but I would be afraid. I tend to talk with my hands, or say you're a gamer and you're super excited, you could easily bump that. But by doing so, it will turn off the RGB. So by not seeing the RGB, that lets you know either A, there's no power going to the VM40, or you accidentally have hit the top of the microphone. So as you see, not too bad sounding. I would definitely put some sort of noise gate on this, or some sort of filters, because let me do some mouse clicking here. Now, mind you, this is probably easily a foot away from the microphone on the desk, so let's go ahead and do that. That's my mouse. So yeah, and let's do some keyboard clicks too. Let's see, this is a non-mechanical keyboard too, by the way. So yeah, you definitely would want to put some sort of noise cancellation, some compression on it, maybe even throw a EQ on there through OBS, scoop out that mid-range. Let's get that mid-range down, bring up the bass a little bit. It all depends on your voice as well. But I really, to be honest with you, I don't see anything really negative with this microphone as far as a USB microphone. Now let's go ahead and let's look to see what it's going for currently on eBay, or not eBay, Amazon. And by the way, I'll put a link in the description below. And once again, VeGue or VeGue, however you pronounce the company name, I appreciate the product and the opportunity to give it a review. Right now it is going for $39.99, which is not bad for a standard USB microphone. And really, with the RGB added and with this cool little stand, and then once again, I don't know if I call this a shock mount, but I'll give them credit. It's a shock mount. And then with the USB-C connector, having that option, using that as well, I think that was a definitely good add-on to it. So overall, for 40 bucks, I would say it's well worth money spent. Well worth money spent, however you want to say it. But you know what else I can't say? What's going to be in this video right here above or on top of my face. Click it, find it, go check it out.